Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshlawFirm.com.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Welcome to Community Centered, a show that features people in the community doing good things. Now, here are your hosts, Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle.
Welcome, welcome. Hi, Margie. How are you?
Terrific.
We're on Community Centered here. It's Tuesday again, already at 3 o'clock. Amazing.
And we're both dry. We heard thunder and we both took off.
Took off here. It was sunny, and I lived very close to the studio, and it was thundering when I got here. So it's crazy. The weather is as crazy as our world, isn't it? But we're here to remind you there's hope on the headlines, right?
With a smile.
Absolutely. So how was your turnout with the volunteer fair? There was a lot of people.
I enjoyed it very much because it wasn't so crowded you couldn't talk to people as they came in.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a lot of people interested and just a lot of kids, too. That's what I said to George. I'm glad it was till 5 o'clock because it gave time for the kids to come.
I think that was a really great hit, too, to have the kids there. And I think the other amazing thing for me was being able to connect with other non-for-profit partners because we're never in a room long enough to actually say anything but hello and goodbye. So the fact that we could chit-chat when there was a little lull in the pace was a plus for me, for sure, because I hadn't seen a lot of people. I was in a rowdy corner. I was back with Caterpillar Ministry and Bags of Hope. So shout out to my friends Ashley and Miss Sarah. But I did promise Lisa Mayhew Jones that I would make an announcement for the Smithfield Community Coalition, and I'm going to get the information to the studio. But she asked that I present the save the date for the Jazz Festival.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever been, but that is May 17th from 6 to 10 o'clock at Smithfield Park. And we went last year, and it was awesome. I think Lisa told me there were 4,000 people there.
Oh my gosh.
In the park, yeah. And it was one different set of jazz performer after the next. People had candelabras and little mini tables and bottles of wine. It was really fabulous people
she
watching.
had the next table next to me.
Yeah,
So
it was
I had a chance
fabulous
to chat
people
with her.
watching, and really a lovely evening of just sitting and enjoying and relaxing in our community. So that is sponsored by the Smithfield Community Coalition and the town of Cornelius. So I hope that on May 17th you get out from 6 to 10 and join them in the Smithfield Park.
Absolutely. And I want to put a plug for Al's Bar and Grill.
Yeah,
And
Al.
CJ, if you can put up that golf picture, they are having a golf tournament for Little Smiles.
Best wings in town.
Yeah,
At Al's.
they do.
They really do.
Yeah.
So a golf
And
tournament.
it is at Westport Golf Course in Denver.
Are you playing golf that day, Mark?
No.
No? Darn.
Golf was too slow for me.
You know what? Shout out to all the golfers.
I think it's
good for you.
I love tennis. I thought tennis was my game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've hung up both my racket and my golf club.
So have
because
I.
I don't want to get hurt. I'm too old to be playing that, and actually don't have the time with all the crazy stuff that's going on. But what else is going on in your world?
Just busy with getting ready for Christmas in July. And
Got a birthday coming up?
I do.
Month
I
of
do.
May.
Yeah.
My husband just celebrated his. So May is a busy month for Mother's Day, birthdays, anniversaries, graduations. May seems to like you hit it right out of the park from the very first day.
And my grandson, who I wear his ring,
Mm-hmm.
is coming for my other grandson's graduation,
Oh, fun.
which will be wonderful to have him in town.
Isn't it great to have family?
I love it.
I think that's
There's nothing
amazing.
more special.
We're blessed, aren't we?
Yes.
We are very, very blessed.
And Mother's Day was wonderful, getting phone calls and going out for dinner or lunch with my son.
It was kind of another wild weather day, right? Just kind of misty, rainy. It's like yuck.
Yeah.
When that happens around here, it's like, hey, come on, it's like Norman. our poor guest today had to drive here in the pouring rain. So that's what keeps people away. They don't want to come because of the rain and, of course, the traffic on 77. But I am excited for the introduction of our guest today. People are going to learn a lot, especially if they exist in the non-for-profit world. And we know there's a lot of anxiety going on in the non-for-profit world right now.
In the world.
Yes, that too. But, we're here to tell them there's always hope, right?
That's right. I was at a meeting not too long ago, and they were talking about visiting California, and they went in their first cab ride that had a robot driving.
Oh, my goodness.
And I thought, no, I'm not ready for this.
An AI robot driving? Scary.
Yeah.
Oh, that gives me the chills when I think about it. I really do. It's taken over the world.
It is. And that's going to be a scary place.
Yeah, to think about that. It's like the Jetsons. Remember George Jetson? It's kind
and
of
we
crazy.
thought he was weird.
Yeah. I mean, we could all use a Rosie in our life, but holy moly, I don't know if I would get into somebody driving a car. I don't think I would
I'd
do it.
be scared to death to do that.
Yeah, I don't think I would do it either. I know that when they came out with the cars that turned and parked by themselves or stopped or stuff, that was a lot.
And when we were on Lake Ontario, there were people that had boats that would just go to sleep.
Oh.
And the boat would navigate them across the lake.
Oh, no.
And then an alarm would go off when they got close. And I thought, what do you do if you get in an accident?
There's this little thing about that we call control that some of us have a hard time giving up, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to learn about some technology today, but I don't know if we're going to be learning about robots that drive cabs. I certainly think
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't think Apparo has advanced that much that they're doing that in the non-for-profit world. But our guest is really they've grown so much. I know we have too since the last time we've met, but it's kind of fun to get caught up and learn about the amazing things they're doing.
I cannot wait to hear what they do.
They are, I remember when I learned about them from another non-for-profit partner, the Community Tool Bank. And when I met them, I said, where have you been all my life? Because that was in the stage of Hope House when I was looking to create operations and things and needed tools and resources. And they were a huge help to me and to my organization. So I'm always going to have a special place in my heart for Apparo. And now that they're out there and helping others, I'm cheering on.
Good.
Cheering them on because I think they're a valuable resource and tool. So I'm glad she made the trip out here to the lake so more of our Lake Norman non-for-profit partners can learn about them.
Yeah.
For sure. You look pretty in pink today.
Thank you.
Pink is your signature color.
I always like red, but I'm starting to say you need to wear a little pink.
Pink brightens you up.
Yeah.
It looks really nice on you. I like you in pink. So what have you got going on for the rest of the day?
I'm going to go talk to my computer guy.
Okay.
At 4:30 and see if he can answer all my questions. I have about an hour's worth of questions to ask.
It's good to have a computer friend, isn't it?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
We all need that for sure. Well, maybe we'll learn something about some technology and computers from our guest, Stephanie, today. But when we come back from break, Margi is going to be introducing you to today's guest, Stephanie McKee with Apparo. And I hope you're listening. And if you have any questions, you can always call the studio at 844-STUDIO-4. Reese is out today. Sorry, Reese. We hope you feel better. But CJ is anticipating all the numerous phone calls and shout outs that we're going to be getting. So call in if you need to. And if you have a question for Stephanie. And as always, with Margi or myself, we'll be happy to answer your call.
Absolutely.
Here on Community Centered, sponsored by the McIntosh Law Firm.
Community Centered, presented by McIntosh Law with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle, will return after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, thankfully not quite as wet around Lake Norman over the next couple of days. In fact, most of our morning and midday dry today, then tracking an afternoon round of scattered showers and possibly a strong or severe thunderstorms. Keep the rain gear close by and keep a check on the weather from time to time. We'll still keep a scattered shower and a storm chance in the forecast for our Wednesday. The rest of the week, it's a bit drier. That's your forecast. The WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live in Mooresville returns for week 3 on Thursday night with the Peyton Pelican Band performing at 7 p.m. Grab your lawn chairs and enjoy this free outdoor concert series off Exit 31 from I-77. Bin 110 in Cornelius offers up 3 nights of live music. Thursday features Ryan Winters. On Friday, Feathered Roots starts your weekend. And on Saturday, Save July makes their debut. Don't miss live music at Bin 110 in Cornelius this weekend. 2 music performances are ready for you to enjoy on Friday night in downtown Statesville. At 7 p.m., William Kiley Smith kicks things off at the Wine Maestro. At 8 p.m., Wendy Wooten takes the stage at Delaney's Sports Bar. 2 musicians are ready to entertain you Friday night in downtown Statesville. The 500 Club presents live music on Saturday night with a performance by Andy Buckner. Andy combines honky-tonk, party anthems, and heartache healers for a memorable country performance. Golfing, food, beverages, and entertainment are all at the 500 Club in Statesville this weekend. The countdown is on for NASCAR's big Memorial Day showdown at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Friday, May 23rd features an ARCA and Truck Series doubleheader. Saturday, May 24th, the Xfinity Series competes in the BetMGM 300. Sunday, May 25th is NASCAR's longest race, the Coca-Cola 600. Listen to the Home Ad Show for your chance to win tickets to the 600. Visit Harrison's in Mooresville to register for a VIP package, and head to charlottemotorspeedway.com to purchase tickets and for camping information. NASCAR is back at Charlotte Motor Speedway on Memorial Day weekend. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
All community, all the time. McIntosh Law presents Community Centered on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. You are with Community Centered, and we have a guest that I cannot wait to hear what you do, because I think you're solving a lot of problems. If you have a question during this interview, please contact us at 844-STUDIO-4. And if you would like to be a guest on this show and have a nonprofit that you would like to share, please let us know as well. Now, it is my honor to introduce Stephanie McKee, Chief Technology Thorough Partner of Apparo. What is your mission statement, and how did you get involved? And tell us all the good things.
Okay, well, thanks for having me today. I'm so excited to be here. So Apparo has been around for about 22 years, and we are based in Charlotte.
Okay.
We are a nonprofit that helps other nonprofits with technology, advice, education, and solutions. And all of that is done for free or very low cost. And we utilize
Would you come and live with me for a week?
Maybe I could. We're able to deliver all these services because of our amazing staff, plus all the skilled volunteers from the community that help us out and help the nonprofits.
So I'm a nonprofit, and I'm having a problem with technology. So I call you and I tell you what I'm.
Yeah, we have a
bothering me.
conversation. That's through our tech therapy program. So we'll have a conversation. I'll ask you, what are your pain points? What are your challenges with technology or business processes? And then we'll help provide advice, guidance. We can bring resources to you. We have trusted partners out in the community that offer low-cost solutions as well. And we also have free education programs. We do monthly webinars.
Wow.
On technology plus. It could be on fundraising or marketing or social media. So those are free once a month.
So
during
if I
lunchtime.
was interested, maybe just learning more about the technology and some of the fundraisers we have, what do I do? Do I contact you and just say, this is what I'm interested in?
Yeah, I would recommend going to our website, and that's www.apparo.org. And there's 3 buttons on the homepage. One is I'm a nonprofit. How do I get started?
Okay.
Or I'm a volunteer. Get started here. And you can fill out a web form and get lots of information on all the different services that we provide.
I can give you a specific example, Margie. So when I went through the process, we at the time were looking for a donor base, a place where we could have one centralized location of all of our information. And so Stephanie went out into her corporate world and got volunteers that were able to coach us and walk us through and take a ride on different platforms. So we actually stepped through it, and it was so intentional because it was like, well, what was good? What was bad? Let's talk through that. What would work for your nonprofit? And so at the end of the process, we were able to select a solution for us that turned out to be Elio. So it was a software that we were able to help purchase that now is a centralized location for all the donor information that we have that comes in through Hope House. And to this day, we still use it. And then we use them also for a fundraising software platform that we were thinking about how to keep all of it in one place as well.
And we've always been talking about that. We seem to be all over the place.
And we found One Cause.
Okay.
So One Cause was the software that we selected, and every year we renew, and that was founded by the great support that we got through. But it is a process. It's a process of learning. It's a process of understanding what your organization needs and then finding the right solution. But the fact is that you are coached through this. It's not just somebody recommending something. It's someone who says, let's set up a Zoom call. Let's talk through this. Let's look at your metrics. Let's look at everything. And it was so solution focused and supportive. I feel like I am a much better, stronger non-for-profit because of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's we bridge that gap between nonprofits not having a tech person on staff because most of them do not.
Mm-hmm. Or speaking the language.
Yeah, speak the language.
Well, it's hard enough to start a nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So we're here to be the thought partner. We facilitate, we manage projects like the project that Debbie and her team went through.
Mm-hmm.
So our tech therapy program, we have, there's 4 of us on it. And we're there just to really be thought partners and help nonprofits think about how they can amplify their mission to help the people that they serve more efficiently and effectively through technology.
You started 22 years ago.
Yes.
And that's probably when people were going, what do I do?
Yeah, exactly.
So you filled the need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been in technology, about 30 years.
Oh my gosh.
So just being able, I've been with Apparo for 12, being able to, it was a blessing that I found Apparo to start with, but being able to share all my technology knowledge that I got when I was in corporate and owning my own business for years.
Yeah.
Consulting.
Stephanie is underselling herself. She's a fabulous tool. And really, I know for you, Margie, because you and I kind of come from the same background, like it can be very intimidating to ask some of these technology questions, or we kind of lose, like, I don't even know what to ask for. But Stephanie is so gracious and able to really thoughtfully walk you through that process without making you feel embarrassed or, ashamed of asking the questions. And it really is very empowering so that you can get back to do the work that you need to do.
That's right.
And know that you have a functioning system that someone in your non-for-profit world helps support you make.
That's right. And my grandkids can't help me with that.
Exactly. So that's a good thing.
I've tried.
That's a really good thing. So, oh my goodness.
So what kind of different software, how many different programs do you have?
We have 3 main programs, tech therapy, our education, it's called Nonprofit Bites and Insights. And I noticed that your team's been attending a lot of the free webinars.
And that's what I would love to do.
Yeah, once a month. So go to our website at www.apparo.org.
Okay.
And you can sign up for a newsletter. And the newsletter shares if we have grants coming up, if we have free webinars, what they are, and just things going on at Apparo. But we also have our Community Impact Projects program, which is solutions. A nonprofit may come to us and say, I need a client relationship management, a CRM, to help track metrics so I can do reporting and I can share these for funding. And we'll bring in skilled volunteers from our corporate partners to help deliver. And Apparo stays there as a facilitator in the management of the project. So you get a project manager as part of the project.
From a psychiatrist to manager.
Yes.
From very big corporations, and not for anything, but it's you can spread your mission to them who might not be aware of Little Smiles or Hope House, that now you've increased your visibility with them at a major corporation that says, gosh, I had no idea you even existed. And then they become even more heartfelt invested in the work that you're doing as well.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Boy.
Yeah, many of the skilled volunteers become donors for the nonprofits we connect them with, or they become board members or volunteers.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see the full circle.
Where are you located?
We are in Charlotte.
Okay.
And we serve, we are now serving in the RTP area, the greater Charlotte, upstate South Carolina, the counties that touch Mecklenburg County. And we've recently expanded into Western North Carolina and also Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
That's a whole different technology ballgame
Yeah.
when you're going into Western Carolina.
Yes. We are, have been doing a cohort recently, and I've had some aha moments talking to a couple of nonprofits and just learning their struggles up there. You know, they're different from being in a city.
Yeah.
And we're talking about rural North Carolina, and the connectivity it's hard. It's up and down, and it's hard to stay connected. And their phone systems, they need connectivity. And so we're trying to find ways to help mitigate the risk and help make their technology better.
Yeah.
Because it is a technology world, like it or not. We have to keep up with it, right?
Well, and that's the biggest thing we give our kids with Little Smiles, because they need to stay connected, and that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would imagine that most of your people would want technology when you're in a hospital for a long-term stay.
Yeah.
I would think that that's what it is.
We do. We give out, I don't know how many iPads
I bet.
a month.
That's probably a pretty big smiley day for you when you're giving out some technology.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's
right?
wonderful.
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, when we come back from break, again, if you have any questions you want to ask Stephanie, give us a call here. She would love to take it. We're going to learn a little bit more about Apparo after the next break. And when we come back, Stephanie will give us a little bit more insight on the amazing work that they're doing.
I can't wait to hear.
I want to learn about some of the other non-for-profit partners and some of the work that you've done. I
Yeah.
think that would be, except instead of talking to two old broads here who need a whole lot.
Oh, speak for
Sounds
yourself.
good.
It's all good. But again, just another reminder about the Jazz Festival coming up May 17th, 6 to 10, Smithfield Park. Make sure you go for a lovely evening. No technology involved. You can keep your technology home.
Macintosh Law presents Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle. Coming up on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, thankfully not quite as wet around Lake Norman over the next couple of days. In fact, most of our morning and midday dry today, then tracking an afternoon round of scattered showers and possibly a strong or severe thunderstorm. So keep the rain gear close by and keep a check on the weather from time to time. We'll still keep a scattered shower and a storm chance in the forecast for our Wednesday. The rest of the week, it's a bit drier. That's your forecast. The WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
It's time for your pre-summer tune-up. For over 40 years, Horn Heating and Air Conditioning has been the trusted local service, keeping the Lake Norman area cool and comfortable. Schedule your summer HVAC checkup now. Experience the refreshing feeling of at hornhvac.com.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Opening doors to your future. Literally. Buying, selling, or building your portfolio? Put the team at Centralina Realty to work for you. We're in the center of North Carolina and at the center of your journey. CentralinaRealty.com.
Need a ride? iCats has you covered. Tuesdays to the VA in Salisbury, Thursday to Winston-Salem, and Fridays to Hickory. Plus, run errands every day around Iredell County for just $1. Visit rideicats.com.
Harrison's is the home of Work Western and Wow! For nearly 30 years, our family has been boots on the ground when it comes to work. We have the largest selection of in-stock boots in the Carolinas and the best workwear brands like Harriet, Carhartt, and Wrangler. Find us on Norman Station Boulevard in Mooresville.
Are you sick of running out of hot water? Whether it's in the middle of a shower or doing dishes, cold water's never fun. Say goodbye to those surprises with a Rinnai tankless water heater from GMB Energy. This energy-efficient propane-powered solution heats water instantly, so you'll never run out again. Plus, it saves money and frees up space. Propane models start at just $295 after rebates. Visit any G&B Energy location or gbenergy.com to learn more.
Make a splash this summer with the Harbor Hippos. Opening day is May 30th, and it's going to be a blast. Season, group, or single tickets are now available. Join us at Huntersville Athletic Park. Get all the details at www.harborhippos.com. It's time to play ball.
The number one station for people who say we're their favorite station.
WSIC.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Disney says the cost of its standalone ESPN streaming service will be $29.99 a month. And if you add on Disney Plus and Hulu, it'll be $35.99 a month. There is an incentive to sign up early because those customers will be able to get that bundle for $29.99 for the first 12 months. AMC Theaters is looking for more business during the weekday, so it's cutting the price of a movie ticket in half on Wednesdays. The company says it'll start rolling out the discounts beginning July 9th. Samsung will be releasing a new slimmed-down Galaxy S25 Edge smartphone by the end of the month. It'll sell for $1,099, and the phone will be about 30% thinner, 25% lighter than the S25 Ultra, and it will come with AI capabilities. Stocks are split. The Dow is down 0.4, the S&P is up 0.8, while the NASDAQ has gained 1.7%. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
Number one for talk in Lake Norman, Statesville.
105.9, 100.7, WSIC. Now back to Community Centered, presented by McIntosh Law, only on 105.9, 100.7, WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. You're listening to Community Centered. I'm your host, Debbie O'Hanley, with my hostess friend, Margi Kyle. And we are talking with Stephanie McKee, the Chief Technology Thought Partner at Apparo. Oh, it is so refreshing to hear that there is hope on the horizon for those of us that are lacking in the technology field or just need general help and guidance with keeping our organizations afloat. I mean, I know on most days I'm taking a drink from a fire hose, as well as I imagine you are, Margi. So when you have compassionate, like-minded people like Stephanie and her team that come in and say, hey, we're here to help. You just kind of want to put your head down on their shoulder and just say, take it from here, because it really releases a burden from us.
Yes.
Of that. So Stephanie, tell us about some of the types of non-for-profits that you've worked with, and what does that work look like?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So a lot of our nonprofits, it can be one staff up to 200 plus staff. When you get to the larger nonprofits, most of them have an IT person on
Yes.
staff
Yeah.
full time, but they still utilize our resources. And I started a nonprofit IT leaders group shortly after I came to Apparo, which has grown over the years. And it's IT leaders in the community that are full time with the organization. And we just meet every other month and have grassroots conversations, because we're all here to support each other.
Yeah.
And most of us, if we are an IT person in the nonprofit world, it's either one or two of you. So just being able to have a conversation with each other and other leaders in the community has been great. I'm trying to think of some examples. I'll just use Hospitality House of Charlotte. I started working with them probably 9 years ago, and it was similar to when I started working with Debbie and Hope House. We went in, had a conversation, and just strategically put a plan together and helped them move to Microsoft 365. We gave them some education. We helped them get off of a server to lower cost. We brought in skilled volunteers and a partner that ended up actually replacing all their laptops, which was a big surprise, very nice surprise for them. And it's just been a journey. So we create these relationships and partnerships with the nonprofit based on trust. And we just want them to know that we're here to go along the journey of technology with them. Other examples, we have Big Brothers Big Sisters is another one. We've recently helped them with the Community Impact Project, selecting software. I think one of my best stories, and this was early on when I first came to Apparo, I was working with Loaves and Fishes. And I think Tina, their CEO, had just joined the organization, and she's very tech forward. And they're like, we have all these fax machines at all of our pantries, and it's such a manual process for clients to come and pick up food at the pantries, and we're faxing back and forth. Like, what can we do? So we brought in one of our corporate partners that developed a system for them that was cloud-based, and they got rid of all their fax machines. They saved all that money on phone lines that were connected to the fax machines. And they had an iPad at each of the pantries, and it just streamlined their processes, made it easy for the clients to come and pick their food up. Everything was in real time, not delayed. So I think that's one of the best stories of my tenure at Apparo.
I have a best story of Stephanie, because when we were working with her at Hope House, she brought one day maybe 2 or 3 different services, and we had a young lady at Hope House, and folks that have been living homeless don't have access to technology, right? They either go to the library or they have a burner phone or whatever the situation, and so they're humbled and humiliated to ask about technology. And so when we have things, we want to give it away. So this one young lady was interested in starting her own photography business. And she, at the time, she was studying to be a firefighter. And so she was very creative, and Stephanie brought the Surface and gave it to her. And you would have thought she won the lottery. She was just she was so emotional and so excited about the world that opened up for her. And after they left and gave it to her, a couple of weeks later, she came to me with it, and she was like, what can I help you with? Look what I've learned to do on this, and I can do this now, I can do that. I'm like, Molly, you're further away than I am, so I mean, I'm really happy for you. But to think now, here she is settled, and no longer homeless, living in a stable home and married and has a child of her own, but yet was offered the opportunity to start her own business. I wonder what would have happened if she didn't have that surface.
Yeah.
And so I give you credit for that, Stephanie, for opening up and giving her an opportunity and a chance at Hope, and to be able to realize that her dreams could come true with the right tool. All she needed was the surface to be able to get all of that in place in one central place. And of course, she was young, so she didn't need really any training. She just knew how to do it. So
Well, I just got a call from one of our board members who said, I knew that you would have a fax machine. Because I said, oh my gosh, I got rid of that years ago.
right,
You know,
right. Do people still have fax machines?
A lot of the medical
Yeah.
nonprofits do.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just as a requirement.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm absolutely sure.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't
most are
even know where to
gone.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was one at Hope House when I first started there, and I don't think I ever used it because the phone line and the designated phone line it took, and it was an expense. So really, that's kind of crazy. So tell us, what is tech therapy? What does that mean besides what it sounds like?
And it sounds like it's really something I need to do.
Margie needs a therapist in technology.
Yeah, I always joke when our marketing team came up with tech therapy. It's because we are calling tech therapy. It's like IT consulting in the corporate
that's what I
world.
figured. Yeah.
So we wanted to come up with something that was relatable when we were having conversations with nonprofits. So the brilliant marketing team came up with tech therapy, and now it's copyrighted. And I always joke, like, I've always wanted to be a therapist, and now I am. So I've been a therapist for almost 12 years.
Well, really, you do need therapy, because if you're in the middle of writing a grant and your technology goes down or something happens, you're
That's
like,
right.
not today, Satan. I can't have you do this to me.
Yeah.
So I know that, we talk about jokingly talking us off the ledge, but when you're taking that drink from a fire hose and one of them is a deadline for a grant that is due, and then your technology goes out or something happens, some of these grants are very sophisticated and they're using very sophisticated platforms. So when something like that happens, that's terrifying.
It is.
Absolutely
Yeah.
terrifying. So thank you for providing therapy to those of us that may need it shamelessly in the world in which we exist. Because, the more you support us and do that kind of work, the more that we can go out there and
help
literally
others.
save lives. And it's more time. It means more time that Margie can spend in the hospital giving out gifts and making kids smile. And it means more homeless families get a fighting chance when folks like yourself and Apparo are doing the work behind the scenes that
That's right.
we cannot do.
Yep.
Or cannot bear to do.
Boy, you saw a need and you filled the hole. That is really tremendous what you've done.
Yes, we are definitely a very unique nonprofit.
Yes.
Delivering the services we do for free and very low cost.
They're like the Calvary. They come in, dun, 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 dun. We're here to save the day for you, which is amazing for sure. Well, we are ready to go to another break. This time is flying with you, Stephanie. Again, we want to encourage you to call us at 844-STUDIO-4 should you have a technology question or a question for Margie or myself, anything related to the work that we do. And if not, when we come back from break here shortly on Community Centered.
Stay with us. We'll have more of Community Centered presented by Macintosh Law with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle coming up on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the Macintosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live in Mooresville returns for week 3 on Thursday night with the Peyton Belligan Band performing at 7 p.m. Grab your lawn chairs and enjoy this free outdoor concert series off Exit 31 from I-77. Bin 110 in Cornelius offers up 3 nights of live music. Thursday features Ryan Winters. On Friday, Feathered Roots starts your weekend. And on Saturday, Save July makes their debut. Don't miss live music at Bin 110 in Cornelius this weekend. 2 music performances are ready for you to enjoy on Friday night in downtown Statesville. At 7 p.m., William Kiley Smith kicks things off at the Wine Maestro. At 8 p.m., Wendy Wooten takes the stage at Delaney's Sports Bar. 2 musicians are ready to entertain you Friday night in downtown Statesville. The 500 Club presents live music on Saturday night with a performance by Andy Buckner. Andy combines honky-tonk, party anthems, and heartache healers for a memorable country performance. Golfing, food, beverages, and entertainment are all at the 500 Club in Statesville this weekend. The countdown is on for NASCAR's big Memorial Day showdown at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Friday, May 23rd features an ARCA and Truck Series doubleheader. Saturday, May 24th, the Xfinity Series competes in the BetMGM 300. Sunday, May 25th is NASCAR's longest race, the Coca-Cola 600. Listen to the Home Ad Show for your chance to win tickets to the 600. Visit Harrison's in Mooresville to register for a VIP package, and head to charlottemotorspeedway.com to purchase tickets and for camping information. NASCAR is back at Charlotte Motor Speedway on Memorial Day weekend. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Macintosh Law is a proud sponsor of Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. You're listening to Community Centered, and we are visiting with Stephanie McKee. So we've got a lot to cover in this last segment because we've been chit-chatting throughout most of it and talking about the craziness. Tell us about cybersecurity. What do we need to know as nonprofits?
Well, I think it's really important for nonprofits to get educated and provide some security awareness for their teams because there are so many bad actors out there. And we've just over the past year experienced a handful of nonprofits calling, yelling for help. They're like, we just wired $10,000 to this number, and it looked like a real email. And so we help them try to mitigate risks there and just connect them with the right people to help them either get their money back or this education. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay, that happens.
But we've been doing a lot of work in the cohort space. And last year, we piloted a cybersecurity cohort, and it went really well. It was funded by Bank of America. And we had, I think it was 9 nonprofits, and we paired them with a skilled volunteer mentor. We educated them on security awareness things, and then we took them through a cybersecurity assessment. And we provide a scorecard and recommendations on how to mitigate their risk and how to increase their security posture within their nonprofit organization and for their team. And we're getting ready to kick off our second one funded by Bank of America coming up next month in June.
Great.
So, yeah, we've been doing a lot of education. I know when I first came to Apparo, we were talking about cybersecurity. It was hard to get nonprofits to come out to workshops back then we weren't doing webinars. We were doing in-person education series, but it was hard. And now nonprofits are getting on board around learning more about cybersecurity.
Yeah. Well, you have to.
I mean, it's so much worse than it was 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so creative, and now with AI, and it's easy for the bad actors to go out and create very clever phishing emails and that look
That's scary.
looks so real to,
Yes.
an individual, an end user that, I mean, I have a Mac at home. That's my personal computer. I will share this story. It's kind of embarrassing being in the technology, but it happens to all of us.
This is a shame-free zone, Stephanie.
Yeah, I was looking for a recipe and I was on Pinterest and I clicked on a link and I got this like screen of death saying you need to call this number because your computer is locked. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I went through the processes, just knowing what process to go through. Actually shut down my Mac. I was like, this is kind of scary. Here I am. I was on Pinterest trying to get a recipe and somebody got me. So I ended up having to rebuild my Mac. And it's all good now. Now I have extra layers of security on it. So it was a learning lesson that even on Pinterest, you can get infected.
It's terrifying to think of how vulnerable we are, isn't it?
We are.
I mean, here we are just trying to do good in the community and just have resources for people, and it exposes us to so much, like you said, bad actors. I know a lot of times when we're screening folks to enter into the Hope House, we say they brought their best representative today when they showed up for the screening, and we're like, we really have no idea, do we, of what's really out there and what vulnerability we're open to.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing that. It makes me feel a little bit better that you're out there and you're there to help us and to help us get educated, because these things are important. And I know, again, we talk about the work that we do is always 24/7, but it's important to take the time to make sure that we are not vulnerable and left ourselves open to some kind of something. So I appreciate that for sure. What else is going on? Something with Microsoft? You're like a big deal.
Yeah. So Microsoft has a program called Tech Spark. It's a fellows program, and they select a nonprofit to represent a state. And Apparo was selected 2 years ago to represent North Carolina. And the focus is to encourage education, upskilling, to bridge the gap around digital equity. We also focus a lot on digital transformation, which is where Apparo comes to play. And also just educating, folks from around the state and throughout the U.S. to get increase their knowledge in technology, to bridge that gap and economic, or to provide economic mobility for a lot, because there are so many tech jobs out there. So our initiative this past year was to pick a program or add to one of our existing programs around AI. So what we did at Apparo was we created curriculum for an AI cohort, and also for a lot of webinars we're asked to do around AI. So we've ended up, by the end of our fiscal year, which is next month, we will have educated over 750 nonprofit staff members.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I mean, that's just since November. And it's just...
it's like you're building an army.
Yeah. And it's just been so wonderful to see how nonprofits are adopting AI. When we first started doing the trainings back in November, about 30% of nonprofits said they had used some type of AI, or like a ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot. And now whenever we poll, when we're getting ready to do a webinar, I just did one last week, and it's like 93% of nonprofits have adopted this technology, and they're just really curious. It's saving them time, and that helps them focus on their mission and helping their clients.
Do you find that some nonprofits are using AI to write grants?
That's what I was just about to ask you. Yeah.
And I wonder how the grant readers are taking to that.
Yeah, nonprofits are starting to use it for writing grants, especially, I have a good example. I was on a board for a nonprofit, and they needed help with a couple of questions on the grant that we weren't we weren't sure how to answer. So I used ChatGPT, and I just copy and pasted the question. I created a detailed prompt ahead of time asking, I'm writing this grant for this type nonprofit, and we're not sure how to answer this question. Can you help us? And it was absolutely amazing, the response that came back. And we went in and we were able to edit it to fit our voice. And then we put it in the grant. And the nonprofit actually was just awarded $50,000
Wow.
for the grant, not because of the AI,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a great tool to use when you're writing grants, just operational, repetitive administrative tasks, donor emails. I mean, there's just so many different ways.
And I think she's a genius because when I read her answer, whoever she is behind that, I'm like, I always say, thank you, girl. You did such a great job. Because it is.
If we had had that in high school plus a calculator, I think I might have just really excelled.
Absolutely. And I
Exactly.
wonder how some of these kids in college are using AI. How interesting would that be to understand that for sure? So, like it or not, we're going to have to get used to this technology and learn how to use it. So we might as well do one of the webinars, Margie, and get with the program.
Yeah, I'd love to. I would love to. This has been fabulous.
It's fascinating information, and I think it's liberating too to know that as nonprofits that there are people out there that exist to help us.
That's right.
And we don't have to do it alone, right? Instead of cheering each other on and being each other's space, we have organizations such as Apparo and you, Stephanie, that can help us get our mission across so that we can do more good in the world. And good Lord, who couldn't use more good these days? I think I wonder what AI would say about that. How can we make more good happen
Why don't
in
you
the
go
world?
find out?
You know what? I think I might ask her.
It'll give you a really great answer.
I'm sure it will. I'm absolutely
But always
sure.
check it. You always want to check it.
Check your facts for sure. Maybe AI could take over the radio show for us, Margie.
I don't want that. And I've written articles for years, and I love doing it. And I was introduced about a year ago. They said, "Oh, you've got to write the article or give the idea to AI." And I thought, then why am I doing this?
Right. That takes away the creativity for you.
Yeah, the creativity.
So that's when I went to podcasts, because at least I could talk to a person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why we love this microphone.
That's
because
right.
We get to talk to a lot of people. Well, again, Stephanie, thank you to Apparo, to your team, to Blima. Say hi to Blima for me. Really for the amazing work that you're doing. I know that
I can't wait to share this with my team.
Yeah, you are leaving a very big imprint in our community in a good way and opening up more avenues for the nonprofit world. So, again, if you're listening to this show and we're no longer here, you can still call the studio, 844-STUDIO-4. I know CJ's going home. He's been here all morning. But we are delighted that you were able to be a guest here today. And I hope that this brings more traffic to your website and there's more people attending your webinars and your technology training. And Margie, I hope that you get what you're looking for with them too. And I know that I'll get back on it and make sure I'm getting those newsletters.
I'm going to get my own therapist.
That's right. So thank you again, Stephanie McKee with Apparo, and say hi to the team for us and thank them for the good they do.
Thank you all so much for having me today.
It's
been fun.
Yeah,
good.
It is. Best part of our day.
Yep.
That's for
That's
sure.
for sure.
So stay dry on that drive home for sure.
I will.